So, we have the smelter now. So we do have the arsenal golden card. That's certainly gonna be interesting. I'm looking forward to getting the library potentially. And the warehouse wouldn't be bad to store some more items. The river would also be kind of nice, but we would require quite a few more orbs of expansion and another orb of unity. Where do we get these from again? Expansion is from fights with more than 4 enemies. The higher the number of enemies, the higher the chance. And the orb of unity is from liquid and swarm type enemies. So let's keep that in mind when we select our deck. I want to play some more rogue. I feel like I've played them the least so far. Alright, we also unlocked the outpost. Soldiers from this outpost are always glad to help a traveler. Not for free though. Spawns an assistant on the adjacent tiles. All yellow and orange items dropped in the battle will be spent as payment for his work. Ooh, that seems expensive. The Arsenal, a central hub for the true masters of Warcraft. They can teach anyone to fight with any weapon. Creates an additional item slot, but lowers item quality by 15%. But the additional item slot seems very, very strong. Oh yeah, for Rogue the outpost is not a problem at all, because there won't be any items dropped from enemies. I feel like Rogue has a lot of trouble with swamps. I feel like wheat fields and villages are something we want. Spider cocoons too. Are these swarm type enemies? If not those, well, the vampire swarms are. Liquid, I think that's only slime so far. Does the rogue want the desert? Lowers HP. I feel like the forest, while forest itself is good, the enemies that spawn from it might be a problem for the rogue. I feel like we definitely need the healing from the meadow. Yeah, I feel like we might want the desert. Let's drop the forest, I guess. Maybe we should drop the mountains instead. I do want the treasury. I don't think with the rogue I want the storm temple, because dodge is gonna be an important part of our defense. Why not drop the chrono crystals? They are not that important. We'll often make things a bit too hard. I think as the rogue I prefer having like fights with 2 or 3 enemies, although we do need a few fights with more enemies than that. We can get those from the village plus vampire mansion combo perhaps. And I think it looks good. Let's look at our artifacts here. We do have these dirty stools, but they are much less useful to the rogue because we don't have HP regeneration as an item. So they will actually not be useful at all. So let's bring the other items instead. Everything that's not a stool. And let's head off. Chapter 3 as the rogue. The arsenal needs to be built adjacent to the road. Good to know. And it gave us... Ooh! It gave us a necklace slot. Wow. Wow, that's really exciting. We don't have mountains who need to be adjacent. We don't have meadows who need to be adjacent to anything. So we can just build our world pretty much however we want. With one exception, we do have block groves and forests do enable block groves. So I want to build the forests closer to the road here. For now. Didn't quite get the Rot Wolf in time. Oh, it didn't even spawn. It spawns every 2 days, huh? Alright, we do have the meadows. Yeah. Makes sense. There's an outpost. Probably want to wait a bit with that and see where the most troublesome parts of this land are gonna be. Just gonna plant some forests in the center so we have more options for placing down. Oops. 2% evasion, 2 damage to all, or 5% evasion? I think we go with the damage to all for now. Crit damage. Nice upgrades. I wonder what the outpost synergizes with, if anything at all. Spider cocoon in a place where they can expand in all directions. Gonna get the black growth here. HP by 0.5% per desert. Let's build ruins here in a place where we get to them before we fight the spiders, so we can actually take out these worms before we have to fight. Before we actually have to fight the spiders, so they don't intervene. %5 evasion and 3% attack speed, that's solid. Man, having an entire full extra item slot is a really powerful effect. I like the arsenal quite a bit in that regard. Nah, it fled. So we had to have to deal with ranged attacks here. I'm hoping to get a black growth there, because black growth roots do prevent these guys from escaping. Vampire Mansion. 2 wheat fields. The only thing that's left is a village. Then we're gonna be golden. This might be a good place for a black growth later on. See what we get. Five damage to all, not bad. Oh, crit damage chance. That is a good stat. Yeah, I think I will go with these two. There's our village. Let's get a helper to help us deal with that village. But yeah, the magic barrier from the amulet is very, very nice for the rogue's general playstyle. That makes a big difference. While the barrier's up, we can heal back our HP with the vampirism we get innately. Let's see. Guard. That guard seems pretty weak. Oh yeah, they died pretty much immediately. I wonder if we have some way to make them more impactful. I was expecting a bit more from them. Let's see. Hero leaves 10% of his findings in a camp. After losing 20% of his max HP in battle, the hero will evade all attacks for 2 seconds. Yeah, I could see that being quite good. A red wolf may come to your aid during a battle, 75% chance. That could also be nice. I'm gonna go with the smoke screen here. Let's see, at tier 6 armor. Not a whole lot of extra HP, but it also adds some defense, that's nice. 19% evasion from these boots. That's very reasonable, defensively. We could also go more offensive with these ones. Let's look at our weapons. That's a very clear upgrade. And this one... yeah, I'm gonna go for the pure damage there. That also seems like it would be quite nice. If we go for the crit chance boot, then the crit damage amulet might be good. But I think I'll go for the evasion and higher health one. Go a bit more defensive in that regard. These guys can actually be quite painful. And yeah, I really need a black growth there. I'm glad there are no spiders here right now. Otherwise this would have been trouble. Oh, we got these guys. That might be rough. We'll see. I do have the chance to oblivion them. I might have to. A battlefield, huh? That is probably not safe to do. We don't really benefit that much from battlefield either. Maybe I shouldn't have brought it in the first place. The same thing with battlefield? You mean pretty hard to use as a rogue? These get a bit stronger with every loop, so... That's the smoke bomb. Wow, the crit. These flesh golems can be rough. Can probably add a vampire to a otherwise relatively peaceful area. These ruins. We need to build them close to Black Grove if we want to build them at all. Maybe here. Apparently we didn't quite lose enough HP for the smoke bomb to go off there. Scare away. Banishes a random enemy at the start of the battle. Only once per battle. That is... fine, I guess? We don't get any benefits, but we also don't have to fight the enemy. It's a weird ability. That looks like a good weapon. Let's just go for the maximum levels on these. Yeah, that seems like a good armor as well. 20% evasion, that's a little bit more than we had before. And some more magic HP. Okay, we are killing these guys pretty quickly now. That's a good sign. Let's see how this target dummy fight goes. Okay, that's not too bad. They die pretty quickly. As long as we do individual high hits, maybe build some crit, then it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Do we want another... ruined village? Maybe. Yeah, I'll go for it. I will use a road lantern though, to limit the amount of enemies we have to fight there. Lowers the quantity of items received on the camp tile by 3 while increasing the quality of exchange for trophies. I think we want that. That should help us get better items. On average. As long as we are fighting a decent amount of enemies per loop. The mimic died before they could even hit us. An antique wardrobe. Haven't seen any of these before. Plus 5 HP every time the hero equips a new item. That seems nice. Not so much for the rogue. Because we only do that at camp, basically. So... Oh! There goes our blood golem. Or flesh golem, rather. I think that sucks. These guys do have pretty good loot after all. Okay, looks like we're dealing with these guys okay now. Nice. We got one of these orbs of expansion from that fight. Attack speed, evasion and crit damage bonus chance. Yeah, that seems quite good. Also high HP. Even more evasion on these boots, or some defense on these ones. Evasion and critical damage. Also even higher base damage. That's a really good weapon. I think I'll go with the damage to all evasion necklace. Almost 50% evasion right now. Let's get some more. 55% evasion. Should give us a decent defensive layer. Not sure if we can evade these guys' counterattacks. But apparently that's not necessary. We just wreck them so fast. That fight was a bit spooky. Withering. Oh, that's from the desert. And bloodthirst. Stealth to all creatures that have the living attribute. Another one of these, I think we're doing pretty well with them. Also, we now have Count's Lands, which is nice. Where do we put another Blood Grove? That seems like a good enough place. More spiders! Have another outpost as well. I like that place for it. The fast attack speed of everything with the forests. Wait, it's just hero attack speed. The fast hero attack speed makes our smoke bomb more valuable. These guys can be a problem. I hope I dodge this critical hit. Well, it's not necessarily a critical hit, but it's very likely. What do we get? Plus 3 HP after a kill. Or a skilled architect. Old Scars is also not bad, but I'm gonna go with skilled architect. Up on each building, hero gets 8 times loop experience. So whenever we build something, we gain 8 times the loop, the current loop number in experience. That's gonna be a pretty large amount. Nice, got that quest done without taking too much damage. Or, yeah, almost no damage at all. Look at our XP bar filling up. This is good stuff. Maybe we keep these for the next loop, so we gain even more experience from them. Ah, 20% chance to be fully revived. Damage to all, crit damage chance and defense, that is nice. I'm gonna miss the evasion though. It's a lot of crit damage, but if we don't have a lot of crit chance, that's not gonna be great. Attack speed counter crit damage. Evasion defense counter crit damage. I hate giving up more evasion at the moment, because that's pretty much how we survive. Although this is 70 more magic HP, so that's gonna more than make up for it, I think. Counter and evasion bonus. Damage is slightly lower than the scimitar, but should be better, I think. Okay, crit damage chance. That is actually quite good. 3 to 5 extra damage, crit damage chance. But I do lose out on some counter and evasion and defense. But I still think that should be worth it. Do we go with the more aggressive option? We have 36% crit chance. Wait, aren't these level 10 boots just better? Higher counter, higher crit chance, defense instead of attack speed, but also higher evasion. Yep, I think that is pretty good, like this. We're also on loop 8 now. Ruins. Where do these go? This is probably the safest place for them right now. Or we can play wheat fields next to the... Let's bring in some ghosts as well, why not? And we're already at 400 experience again. That was another orb of expansion, I think. Yeah. Nice. Road lantern. Let's have one there. This is gonna be the Great Eastern Desert. The Grove. Where could we put another grove? Oh, we gain a quest reward. Sadly, it's pretty low level. I really don't want to add any red wolves to these fights. Maybe here is okay. Outposts probably don't help much against these guys. What else is a pretty scary fight? The spiders, most likely. Let's put an outpost here. Silverware. Oh, we already have one of these. A vampire mansion. Do we want more vampires? Yeah. Let's bring in some more vampires. Oh, that's a scary tile. I might have to destroy this grove. We'll have to see. And another skill. I don't think I want the resource related ones. The hero receives 7% less damage for every enemy starting after the second enemy. That would make us much better at fighting multiple enemies. But I think I'm gonna go for Shield of Faith for a similar effect. On a kill we gain a stained glass charge. That gives us a chance to be protected by a stained glass window when we're attacked. That also helps fighting multiple enemies. Oh, we still have the treasuries in. I forgot about that. Because we haven't seen any for such a long time. I guess this area here becomes our treasury area. Any effect on the village? No? Well, could have been a possibility. No effect on each other apparently. While I don't really want bandits around, we do have a lot of oblivion, so we should just build these villages. Oh right, that's next to a vampire mansion. Oops. I guess we have a road lantern there, so it's not all that bad, but it's a bit late to really go for that, so... Crit damage. Crit damage chance. Damage to all counter evasion. Slightly lower though. But the HP is much higher. This looks solid. Attack speed, crit damage chance. Damage to all, slightly higher magic HP. This is pretty good. High damage weapon with extra crit damage chance and damage to all, that's very good. More crit damage chance. Some defense and magic damage. Lower damage. No. Evasion bonus, that's 20% evasion. Some counter. Some defense. I would like to get my evasion up a little bit more. And that thing has at least some other stats as well. Do like my chess piece quite a bit here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay with what I have for the chess piece. Oh, glad we dodged all those. These ruins are actually pretty menacing. Looks like we're dealing with most things pretty well though. More ruins. Ghost of a ghost. Presence lowers attack speed of allies by 15%. Predictable, has 20% chance of missing regardless of target's weight value. That is not ideal with our highly dodge dependent defensive plan. That's probably enough villages for now. Also enough ruins, I think. Field of Blades. Ambush. Creature's first strike is always a critical hit and always hits the target. Countermeasure has a 30% chance to counterattack. Plant Swarm has a soul. These look actually quite scary. Although their attack speed and damage isn't that high. Okay. More treasuries. I feel like I don't want to really introduce more enemies at all at this point. Yeah. We are doing okay still. Pretty good actually. Grove is pretty dangerous. Vampire Mansion, not so much. I think we can deal with those pretty easily. Ruins can be very dangerous if the map gets too crowded. This would be one place where ruins are actually okay. It's not like we can put another treasury down here anyway, so let's finish this off. Well, the left side looks a bit like a mess, but at least we have the nice desert on the east, which does look pretty good, I think. Evasion bonus and critical damage. These are good stats. Might be an improvement actually. Another Skill point? I think it's Fuss. Although Card Sharp is kind of tempting as well. But mostly it would just be generating more experience with the Architect. We are doing pretty good with the Orb of Expansion collection this run. But I did make sure that we could fight many opponents pretty decently, so all according to plan. There's the boss. We do heal up here, but we do have to fight against these guys. Probably want to bring in another village here. Oh, that's next. No, that's next to the vampire mansion. I didn't pay attention. Uh-oh. I hope we don't lose too much HP here, because we might need that for the boss. That worked out very well. We didn't lose any HP. In fact, we healed up. Gonna oblivion these guys and place a new wheat field here. Point of that is that I can get to the boss with guaranteed maximum health. The hunt begins. Get him. Ruff! Okay, let's see. We do have the Fuss, reducing our incoming damage by 14%. I want to kill these hounds first if possible, but that's all gonna depend on what my hero decides to target. We do have the smoke bomb active now. One hunt down. One hound down, and we are down as well. I'm gonna take everything, even though it costs me all my 3 remaining skulls. But I do wanna keep these things. Cheese is nice, 1 HP after killing an enemy. That seems like it would be really nice for the rogue. Yeah, this boss is tough, really tough. Let's see what we can build to improve our chances against them. Watchtower doesn't help us in a boss fight, but it would help until then. Warehouse is definitely something we want built. We also want to build the river, but I think 1 warehouse has to be made here. Just look at us. Yesterday we didn't know how to live through the day, and today we need more space to store all of our goods. I always knew that human greed would live through the apocalypse. Supply depot. Where do we have our intel center? It's down here. War camp. Okay. Now we have room for many more of these things. Which is nice. Gives us a way to grow a bit in power. 30 extra HP from the campfire, plus 1% HP for every food item, that will be 3. Plus 1 defense, HP after killing an enemy. Max HP for every point of defense we have. Damage to all undead. Chance to redirect lightning or magical attack. Damage from vampires. Damage to undead. A lot of regen if we already have regen. These are neat little boons we get from those. So I think I want to save up for the library and the river. So we don't want to spend our stone or orbs, mostly. There was some way... there. We could upgrade the canteen. Hero can rest before fighting a boss. That costs us some orbs though. That would be good, but this boss... just resting doesn't seem to be enough.